Good morning and welcome back. Today we're talking about aerodynamics. We have Angela here with the Michigan Science Center, and there's actually a new exhibit opening up next week on Tuesday, right at the Michigan Science Center.
That's correct.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. This exhibit is called Above and Beyond. It's actually an exhibit that's made by Boeing, so it's really, really cool. It's really interactive. There's some augmented reality things that you get to do. You get to learn about space flight, aircrafts, rockets, all those types of things, and it's very hands-on, and I'm so excited. I was up there yesterday playing around, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Yeah, so you got the sneak peek, and we have the information on the screen right there, so you can go and visit it. It does open up on Tuesday to the public.
Correct.
So wait in line. You have to wait a little bit longer, but then you'll be able to go and check it all out. You said it's really cool, and I'm excited to see that myself. But to get us in the spirit of talking about aerodynamics, we have some paper airplanes here. We have a rocket. What's going on here? What are we going to be doing?
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the science and the physics of paper airplanes and airplanes and sort of how they fly in general as well. And the first thing that we need to know is what gets airplanes off the ground, right? They're huge metal tubes that weigh a ton, and in our brains we think, well, gravity pulls us down, so what actually is able to bring them up into the sky and keep them up there for durations of really, really long flights? So the first thing that we're going to learn about is lift. And lift is what gets it off the ground and keeps them in the air. And to do this, we need to know about something called Bernoulli's principle. This is really important in what we call fluid dynamics in physics. And it basically just means how do things like air and water move in predictable ways. And so I have a little demonstration here that you're going to help me with. So we have a hairdryer and a ping pong ball. And what I'm going to have you do is turn on the hairdryer and put the ping pong ball right over top. Now we can see that the ping pong ball floats, right? Because that air is pushing that ping pong ball up. But if we turned that hairdryer, we would expect that that ping pong ball falls.
But it doesn't.
What we see is that it still floats, and that's because of Bernoulli's principle. And so the air around that ping pong ball continues to push it up, even though it's sort of still at that angle. And that's exactly what happens with airplanes as well. So when we're flying in an airplane and we tilt one way, the airplane doesn't fall out of the sky because of that fluid dynamics, that air is pushing up at all angles.
And this is something that you could do at home too and teach your little ones. I love that. So what's going on now with the paper airplanes? Because I was looking at these, I'm like, what are we going to be doing?
Well, I had a great time designing these airplanes. There's tons of resources online if you're looking for different paper airplane designs. But the same things sort of apply, that lift as well as drag, gravity. We have to consider all these things. So if we had a paper airplane that looked like this, it probably would not go so great, right?
It's not going to be great.
Oh, no. Kind of disappointing. Now here we have a really standard sort of paper airplane, right? Classic view. And when we throw it, this really pointed nose here will cut right through the air.
Decent.
It was fine.
Not bad.
But paper airplanes, because they're already so light, really reimagining the design of them, and especially the nose shape and the wing shape, will help you to do different things, like keep your paper airplane in the air for longer, help it do sort of tricks and flips as it goes through. So I'm going to have you pick any one of these you want.
We'll pick the yellow one.
Okay, perfect. So as we can see, this one does not have that same pointed nose. The nose was turned in, so it has a little bit flatter. And let's see how it flies differently. So we can see that that one glided a lot better and a lot further than the other one because of that different pointed nose shape.
Oh,
should we try one more? Just for
one
fun?
more. Here, you can throw that one.
All
I'll
right,
throw
perfect.
This one.
So this one, as you can see, is much shorter. The wings have sort of been clipped underneath. And this one, same thing. The wings in the back are a little bit taller, and then they're a little bit shorter on the edge. So
let's throw some neat design. Are you ready?
So we can see how they all sort of had a different flight pattern because of the air that they were encountering because of their shape and design.
Very interesting, and that's something that you could do at home too. So we talked about airplanes, but let's go ahead and talk about rockets, spaceships, because it's a little bit different.
It sure is. So rockets don't have to rely as much on lift. They rely on something called thrust, and thrust is that force that pushes down. So when you see the big explosion during a rocket launch, it's pushing down on the ground, and Newton tells us that if we push down on something, it'll push back up. And so that rocket is being pushed up by the ground into outer space. And so we're going to do that here. We're going to replicate that with our little tiny straw rocket here. This is something that we do both in our outreach programs, which schools and libraries are welcome to book. All that information is available on our website. And we also are going to have a new rocket workshop on site in accompaniment with our Above and Beyond exhibit for schools. So
wow, there's so much going on at the
yes,
Michigan Science
so many
Center.
things.
Perfect for the cold weather too.
Yeah, so if anyone is planning a field trip, we definitely encourage you to think about that workshop because it's going to be super fun. So how this is going to work is we're going to mimic that thrust. And so what's going to happen is we're going to pick this up here, and there's a spring down here. And so when we release this, it's going to push down on that spring. That spring is going to send some air through the bottom of our rocket, acting like thrust, like we might see with a NASA launch.
All right.
So I'm going to have you pick this up, and we're going to see if we can launch that rocket. Go ahead and pick it up really high. Woo! And just like
that was a good
our rocket flies.
That was very fun. And now the Michigan Science Center is also in a competition.
Yes.
Right? Talk to us a little bit about that, because you can actually help out at home and you can vote for the Michigan Science Center.
Yes, so we're really excited. We are once again nominated for USA Today Reader's Choice 10 Best. Last year we came in 3rd place, and the year before I think we came in 2nd. And this year we really, really want to be in 1st place. And this is all about the votes that we get from the public. So you can vote every day now until February 12th on your phone and computer and all that for the Michigan Science Center as your favorite science center in the United States. We would love to have your vote, and we would love to see you at our Above and Beyond exhibit.
Absolutely. There's so much going on. Vote at home. Thank you so much for joining us here, Angela, today.